'Cause I feel the world is more beneath me. We're fast and still, although we never sleep. But when this thing ends, oh no, no, it's more like heaven.
I'm Scott, and I play guitar and sing.
I'm Paul. I play drums.
I'm Josh, and I play the bass.
Nice. So, how did you guys meet?
Scott and I played in the band previously together, and Scott works for Josh. So,
And me and Paul used to ride the school bus together.
That's sweet.
yeah.
And is it true that you all work at a donut shop / barber shop / oil change shop?
All of the above.
All the above. We eat donuts while cutting hair and changing oil.
Sometimes we change the oil,
The
in the
oil
hair.
from the donut.
A little bit of everything, mostly rock, hard rock, metal, alternative, Zeppelin, Sabbath, System of a Down.
Hillary Duff.
Definitely. Lady Gaga. Nickelback. No.
Oh, God.
I grew up in a house where music was always going on. A lot of soul music from the 60s, funk from the 70s, a lot of country music, hard rock, of course, being probably my favorite of all. But I enjoy just about everything, and I've been influenced by just about everything.
Same here. I grew up with a lot of country music influence and like old school country stuff from like the 70s, 80s, early 90s before Garth Brooks started wearing flaming shirts and jumping off the stage and stuff. And I always enjoyed that. And then Smashing Pumpkins has been one of my favorite groups to listen to as a teenager and stuff. And of course Nirvana, Metallica, a lot of those groups. But I can listen to just about anything, honestly.
My dad got me started as soon as I could hold the guitar. You know, he played in a lot of bands when I was growing up, and I don't know. I loved it.
I always wanted to do it. I started playing at the guitar, I guess, at about 12, 13 years old. And then I switched to bass because no one ever wanted to play bass. So I knew I'd always have a chance to play if I played bass. And then it got to be the same way with drums, and I really enjoyed the drums, and I could do it a lot better. So that's what I stuck with.
I started playing like a year ago, a little over a year ago, because Scott works with me at my oil change place, and he had this old guitar up there named Kitty, and he would always jam on it. And so when he would be out dealing with customers, I'd grab the guitar and just strum it at the top of my lungs. I'd be singing and just strumming and didn't know what I was doing. And so he kind of got annoyed by that and said, "Here, let me teach you a chord or two." And so I started learning to play, and then he was like, "Dude, you should try to play the bass. It's a little more simple. There's not as many strings and stuff." And I was like, "Dude, I like the sound of that." So I ordered my first bass, and I loved it. It was a 4-string, and then upgraded to a 5-string.
Scott.
We've got Scott. They don't. I don't know. I hate to compare ourselves and try to, step on someone else to glorify yourself, but I know that we're very, what's the word you like to use? Tight. Scott, we're tight. Scott's very meticulous, and when we play, we practice with a metronome, and we focus a lot on playing things. The things we play, we try to play them to perfection. The timing, the notes, everything, and we work hard at it. We practice at least 3 times a week. For an hour or two each time, Scott and Paul will meet and go over drumming parts, and they'll work out the kinks in that. And then Scott will work with me one-on-one with the bass parts. Then we'll come together as a group and put it all together, and it's just amazing. And at any time with it, we're playing a set, we're also working on new material. And a lot of times, Paul and I don't even know the whole song that we're working on. We just know a part of a new song. And when we have it down to where Scott's satisfied, then he'll kind of unveil the next part of that song, and then we'll put it all together, and it's like, wow, it's just beautiful. Very talented guy on the end down there. Scott's got it.
Well, thank you. I'd like to also add, we're kind of like trying to be constantly evolving, as far as we find out what our strengths are, and we try to, work on those, build those up, and we find out things that don't sound good and try to, okay, that's not our thing. So we're constantly trying to evolve and developing and finding our sound.
So, with that being said, do you guys have any guilty pleasures as far as music? Anything you're a little bit ashamed of, you don't want to admit in front of the other guys, but you will now?
I like French disco.
I jam Bluegrass Nation on on Sirius XM every once in a while when nobody's around.
I used to own 2 Lana Del Rey albums.
Yes.
Used to or still do?
He still has
Probably
them.
still do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Forced Scott to watch one of my horrible British television comedies called Friday Night Dinner, and there was a line in the show that talked about cannibal foxes, and the other guy just looked at his brother and was like, "Fox eating foxes." And so he
Fox
loved
eating
it.
foxes.
So
It was
stuck.
hilarious.
Yes, it's kind of like you had to be there, but yeah, we had a good
I
laugh
came up
about
with
it.
the name. I wanted to have eels and escalators off of SpongeBob, the board game off SpongeBob, and but I got overruled. So we're the fox eating foxes. It's kind of grown on me.
So, you own a SpongeBob board game? Is that what you're saying?
But I
Those
watched
two.
it a lot. I had a lot of kids. Okay, and even when they were asleep, sometimes I would watch SpongeBob. But that's another story. I like SpongeBob. Like the old school. First 2 seasons were lit.
They're
Pretty lit.
I've never heard SpongeBob described as lit.
That support us, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody that's shown us any kind of support or any kind of love, whether in person or over online, thank you. And we hope that we play a good show here.
If
at
we
the
don't
battle.
sound good, it's not because we didn't practice and try hard.
Yeah,
I'll promise
we
you
put
that.
in a lot of work on this.
We
We'll
take
find
this-
somebody else to blame.
We'll find someone else to blame it on.
If we don't win, at least we know we were prepared and we played
Yeah.
the best we can.